It's everybody's right to have the leader that they elect. Unfortunately, in Kiambu, we went to elections and everybody was optimistic that we're going to get the leaders that we deserve. Unfortunately, there is a lot of some candidates who hijacked the process and right from the polling station, we had malpractices in the elections, and more so in the gubernatorial seat where I was, where I was a candidate for the first time, and we never took it like it was anything. The counting of the votes started from the president. Usually we start with the president and we go to the gubernatorial, and then we go down, and then until we get to the MCA. Unfortunately, this time round, everybody, we started the presidential, which is good, but you find that the gubernatorial votes were counted last. To me, it is fishy. It sounded fishy. And finally, I think now we know why those gubernatorial votes were counted last. Some of them are being counted at 4 a.m. all the way to about 10 a.m. the following morning when people are exhausted. And that is where malpractice happens. And now the report, and we have confirmed report, is that we had some candidates who had bribed the officials, IABC officials, and namely the POs and the clerks. And after the votes were casted, when it came to filling up of Form 37A, it was erroneously populated. Apart from the fact that we had the counting was so easy, it took such a very, very long time to count. But in fact, and have the evidence of the same, we have got a lot of Form 37As that have been cancelled. And mostly, I can tell you that they were cancelled in a manner that left nothing to doubt. You find where I had like 300 votes, somebody would just cancel 3 and make it a 1 so that I have 100 votes. And where somebody had, say, 60 votes, they would put a 3 to look like he had 360. And this is what happened. You find that some people, some candidates, even in their home places, they would garner 000 votes. And somebody garners about 400 votes. Unfortunately, we know some of these people never even campaigned. But you find that I think they were putting their money, all their money, into bribing IBC officials. Unfortunately, I think they have lost money because we have seen these irregularities, and we have seen these illegalities, and we are bringing these illegalities out. And as if that was not enough, these people went ahead to the tallying centers. And when it came to preparation of Form 37B, they inserted figures that were not even in Form 37A. We brought out those illegalities. And you find that just by a click of a button, they would add 10,000 votes in an Excel sheet, which would be printed into Form 37B. I see a lot of lack of patriotism. I see a lot of people who really do not wish well for this country. Because the moment you start tampering with the election results, really, you do not love this country. And unfortunately, this is happening all the way from presidential ballots all the way down to MCAs. And I can, and it's not rocket science. I can tell you easily what has happened. In Kiambu, we have registered voter register of about 1.2 million people. We know that we had a voter turnout of about 55%, 50 to 55%. That would translate to about 650 voters. However, if you look at the total tally of the gubernatorial candidates, if you take the total, it is coming to 822,000 votes. So this means that we have 175,000 more votes. Let me repeat this again because it is important. Out of our registered voters, we had a voter turnout of an average of 55%. 50%, highest, because it was ranging between 50 and 55. Even if you take 55, it means we expected a total voter or turnout of 650,000 voters. However, the total that we are getting now is 822,000 voters. If you take the total of all gubernatorial candidates in Kiambu, that means in Kiambu alone, we have that translates to about 68 to 70% voter turnout. We know in this country there is nowhere we had 70%, especially in the Mount Kenya region. Now look, from those two figures, we have got a difference of 175,000 ghost voters. So the question is, these 175,000, they were added to a certain presidential candidate in Kiambu. They were added to a certain gubernatorial candidate in Kiambu. They were added to a certain MP, all the way to MCA. So that means you had 5 MCAs in that particular. If you have got 60 MCAs, so those, they divided the 175,000 votes amongst those MCAs. What does this mean? It means that in Kiambu, we are having 100% UDA candidates elected into the office by the virtue and the fact that they were added 175,000 votes. And if you want to prove this right, you have seen what happened 2 hours ago. 10,000 votes were added to a certain presidential candidate in Kiambu. The people, I'm actually challenging IBC. Those 10,000 votes are not only for presidential. They have gone all the way down to MCA level. So that means even me, wherever they discover the 10,000, I have lost 10,000 votes. So the winner, whatever is being declared now as we speak, whatever is being declared now in Kist is illegality and it's irregular. And that person, and I can say, and I've taken a letter, actually I have done a letter, it's here. I've done this letter to the Bukati through the county returning officer, Mr. Arnold Mutwiri, that they should not announce and declare anybody as a winner of Kiambu gubernatorial candidate. In fact, I would also advise all other positions to go and present a similar letter, because all those declarations that have been made now, they are totally illegal, because those votes are not genuine. I don't know whether there is any other question.
So in a nutshell, because
yeah, also let me also mention that I have also reported this case and have a letter to that effect. Somebody give me that letter. There is a letter from the DCI. I reported this matter to the DCI, and I told them that they should be investigating 2 areas. They should investigate from the 37A, because it is totally illegal. Illegal. Some of these forms are totally altered, and it's good. It's good that they should see that. If you look at this form, it is signed by everyone. But unfortunately, it has no data. You can see there are no votes inside that form. So it means that our people were compromised. The POs were already compromised. And they just wanted a signed form, and then they would distribute whatever figures they want. That is why you see some people have 0-0, and some people have got almost 99% of the votes casted in that particular polling station. So if you go to another one, you can see in this one, I have got several examples. Look at this. You can see that my votes, 200 and something, were cancelled and given to somebody else. Okay? And then you can see the first row, where the first candidate was supposed to have his votes. Is 0, is nothing. The first row has nothing. And then the second one has 0-0. And the third one, which is myself, I was supposed to have, you can see it is a 300 and something. It was cancelled and the 3 was made to a 0. And down there, now the UDA candidate was given my votes. And you can see, shamelessly, they just cancel on that form. And then they do, and they write their own thing. Yeah? So it's shaped, and it is also stamped IEBC. Yeah, and this stamp is for the deputy clerk. You can see that. I mean, deputy PO, DPO. And if you look at where we are supposed to sign here, so basically again, yeah, this form, they omit some people, so only some people would sign in this form. You find that some of these forms are actually signed by MCA agents, while they were supposed to have been signed by gubernatorial agents. Okay, so irregularities and illegalities is crazy. I can tell you this. Cancellations. In fact, what I'm showing you here is just a tip of the iceberg. Just a tip of the iceberg. All these are cancellations. Cancellations. All these are cancellations. So, just the tip of the iceberg. But the biggest, I can tell you the biggest risk is not even here. The biggest risk is on the forms that were filled properly without cancellations, but actually those were not there. The distribution was done because people were compromised. So that is the biggest. This is a letter that I've written to DCI, and I explained to the DCI what kind of issues and illegalities that we are having. So this is a letter. I complained. It's a complaint section. So I complained to the DCI, and DCI has taken this very, very seriously. And basically, most likely, you are going to see people going to jail, or rather, people getting interrogated, because, again, the law says, apart from having this responsibility resting with IABC, the particular employee bears responsibility. So basically, let me also advise and address those IABC officials that are being used to do this kind of a job. Please be ready. The government is coming for you. Authorities are coming for you. You cannot do an illegality and sit pretty because you think IABC is going to carry your burden. No, your burden belongs to you, and the authorities will come for you.
Now, in a nutshell, because we don't have facts about maybe the forms you have, we don't have any evidence from our side. Maybe what actions have you taken? One is writing the letter, and the other one maybe is writing to the Chebukati.
Yes. Of course, what I've done, I've taken action, and as you see, I have reported these illegalities and irregularities to the DCI, so they are doing their own investigations. I have also given this letter to County Returning Officer, Mr. Arnold Mutwiri. I've just delivered that letter to him, and have said everything, including the stations that the illegalities were happening. So that so this is not just a generalization of accusation. No, I've even told him where these things happened. In fact, one of these complaints has been acted on in Rari. One of the presiding officers, he brought a box without Form 37A. And when he was called to come and answer those whatever, he said he's in Kitui. So he was located where she was. And right now, she is in cell because she cannot explain the whereabouts of Form 37A. Now, we don't know whether that box is from Rari or from Naivasha or from Nakuru. We don't know. It's just a box with some votes. So these are the irregularities and illegalities we are talking about. So this is what I'm saying, that these things are real. Yes, we are not just complaining. These are real. And you know me, I'm not the complaining person. But you know what? We are talking about 1.2 million voters. We carry their dream. If they wanted Jago to be their governor, then yes, he needs to be their governor. They should not get a governor they never elected. And what we are demanding right now, according to my letter, is number one, those illegalities and irregularities must be noted. Number two, those boxes, wherever they are, must be taken care of. Number three, I demand a recount for the benefit of Kiambu people who I represent.
In the event of Arno announcing the winner this evening, regardless of you having written the letter,
what can happen today? I mean, maybe today, I don't know whether CRO is going to declare, but that is just a declaration of the winner. And you know what happens is that our CRO has no permission and ability, has no a mandate to change any of the figures that have been presented to him. For him, he just consolidates. So he's going to consolidate anything that is coming from the constituencies, and he's going to announce according to the result that he gets on only the consolidation. So for him, it's just a tallying of issue. So basically, if there are some irregularities and irregularities that happen in the constituency level, in the polling station level, again, those will be carried forward. So that is why I gave him a letter and I told him, CRO, you cannot announce, and you cannot, you cannot purport to declare a governor who is actually illegal governor, a governor who has been elected on falsehoods. So that is why I did my letter, and I took it in good time, so that even if he announces, he knows that he's going to announce a fake governor. So I told him that, but it's up to him. I mean, he has the responsibility.
Now, because he may declare, will you maybe join others and go to court maybe to prevent them to be sweared in their respective offices?
Definitely, that is the idea. So whatever they do today or tomorrow or the day after, either they declare him as a governor. Again, we have joined hands with all the other candidates. By the way, all the other candidates, because they feel totally aggrieved like I am. So, and it does not matter whether you lost or you won. All what we want to know is what our rightful votes. So, number one, we have agreed that we are going to join hands and we are going to court to have an injunction so that we can be able to demand for a recount. And number two, if need be, then we will go for a petition. But recount first, we want to know how many votes do we have? How many votes were we given by our people?
Ũgĩkuhĩhia mũno nĩ ũndũ wa time ũrĩa tũraheo haha rĩ nĩ maũndũ maigana matatũ mũrenda mekwo ũkĩnyitanĩra hihi na makaya marĩa mekwo maũndũ marĩa monekete thutha wa ithurano?
Nĩ ngwenda kwamba kuuga atĩ